Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good day to all of you second year. Welcome to FSEC's online support program. I am Mrs. Nuzhat Rahim Afridi, your English teacher at Army Public School and College, Potwar Complex, Islamabad, Boys Wing. Today we are starting Unit 1.2 of your English prescribed textbook. The title of Unit 1.2 is Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan, which is an extract of Mr. Jinnah's presidential address to the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. Before we start Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan, I would like you to tell about the speaker. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan, has the status of a hero in history. Due to his sincere efforts, the Muslims of the subcontinent are leading an independent and honorable life today. Quaid-e-Azam was a model of honesty and integrity during his professional life. He joined the National Congress Party of India and worked hard for Hindu-Muslim unity. But in 1930, he arrived at the conclusion that the Indian Congress wanted to establish Hindu rule, so he left it and joined the Muslim League and soon became its president. The creation of Pakistan was due to the untiring labor and Jinnah's strict adherence to his avowed principles of faith, unity, and discipline. The synopsis of Jinnah's vision of Pakistan is: on 11th August in 1947, when India was divided into two nations, Jinnah gave expression to his vision of Pakistan in a speech he delivered in Karachi to the newly formed Constituent Assembly. He was the first Governor General of Pakistan then. Muhammad Ali Jinnah pointed out the responsibilities of the Constituent Assembly and emphasized its two main functions. He said that the first function of the Assembly was to frame the future constitution of Pakistan, and the second was to perform its duty as the federal legislature of the country. The Qaid said that the newly formed government must maintain law and order in the country, protect the life, property, and religious beliefs of the people. He said that bribery, corruption, nepotism, and jobbery were the poisons which the government must eliminate. He also clarified that the division of the subcontinent was necessary and unavoidable. The Hindus that will be living in Pakistan should be given their due rights and equal treatment. They must forget their past differences of color, creed, caste, and nationality. He asked the people of Pakistan to give up all prejudices against one another. He vehemently said that in the state of Pakistan, everyone would be free to follow his religion and visit any place of worship that he desired. The significance of Jinnah's vision, or the significant point of M.A. Jinnah's address to the Constituent Assembly are: M.A. Jinnah referred to the two main functions of the Constituent Assembly in his speech delivered on 11th of August 1947 as the first Governor General of Pakistan. M.A. Jinnah referred to the legacy of nepotism and jobbery, which in his view were two great evils for the country. Second year, I will tell you the meanings of difficult words that are used in this video tutorial and in your lesson later. He said that he would not tolerate any kind of direct or indirect favoritism. Talking about the minorities, he said that they must be given their due rights. Being the citizens of Pakistan, minorities have equal rights, privileges, and obligations. The duty of the Pakistan government is to treat them equally irrespective of their caste, color, creed, and religion. In his speech, he said Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslims would cease to be Muslims. By these words, he meant that there would be no restriction on the minorities as the citizens of Pakistan. They would enjoy equal rights and set an example of unity and diversity. Justice and fair play were the fundamental principles that comprised Jinnah's vision of Pakistan. He totally rejected favoritism, biasedness, and partiality. M.A. Jinnah believed that Pakistan could be one of the greatest nations of the world if they followed these fundamental principles. The desired learning objectives are to enable students to understand the significant views the Qaid shared in his speech, understand the main and major functions of the Constituent Assembly, understand that maintenance of law and order, protection of life, property, and religious beliefs of the citizens of Pakistan are essential characteristics. Understand that the minorities would enjoy equal rights, privileges, and obligations, irrespective of their religion, caste, color, and creed. Understand that everyone must forget their past differences and learn to live in harmony. Understand that justice, fair play, unity, faith, and discipline are the basic traits which the Pakistani nation must adapt. In this Jinnah's vision of Pakistan, many new words have been used, which are quite difficult for you to understand. So I have made a list of new and difficult words with their meanings. Listen to me carefully and notice how I pronounce them. Constitution, an aggregate of fundamental principles or established precedents that constitute the legal basis of a policy, organization, or other type of entity and commonly determine how that entity is to be governed. Onerous is about a task or responsibility involving a great deal of effort, trouble, or difficulty. Legislature, the governmental body that has the power to make laws. Sovereign, I repeat, sovereign, possessing supreme or ultimate power. Nepotism, the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives or friends, especially by giving them jobs. Jobbery, isn't it a new word for you? Jobbery means the practice of using a public office or position of trust for one's own gain or advantage. Angularities, the property or characteristic of possessing angles. Communities, a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Creed, a system of religious belief, a faith. Ideology, a system of ideas and ideas, especially one which forms the basis of economic or political theory and policy. Vision, the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. At the end of the lesson, I hope that everybody has understood Jinnah's vision of Pakistan well and the significant message conveyed in it. Don't hesitate to ask any questions if there is any confusion. I thank you and goodbye for now. Take care of yourself